need to be treated humanely, and the family need to be treated with respect when they have lost a loved one. Yeah, we're still working. We're still. So we had like 2 bills before I became done, so they're probably down by one.
Once again, we appreciate all of you all for coming out, and we just wanted to make the citizens aware of what's going on, and all of us help to make Alabama a great state, and as we pursue life, liberty, and happiness here.
And could I just say too that I want to commend the Moore family for standing up and standing out, because so many times it takes courage to do things like this. And they are the face of these tragedies. So I want to thank them, and Mrs. Moore, you know my heart goes out to you. I just love you so much. And we're going to do everything we can. Thank you. And we thank you for presenting your case so that you can be a blessing to others in the future.
Thank you, Senator.
This is Kevin's picture I carry every day.
So our prayer finally today, those family members who were not able to come to attend today, our thoughts and our prayers are with them. They are very, very much committed and determined to see a resolution, justice, and accountability. Right now, our inmates, our incarcerated persons are all vulnerable, because if they're doing what we think they're doing, they can walk through there and say, I need this one, I want this one, I want that one. Again, Kevin had died, and we think he was injected with fentanyl, and he shouldn't have been in the prison system. Just a few months later, the warden was arrested for manufacturing drugs, and his wife and all that. It's just too much in the state. The federal government has been in. It's like, how many times do we meet? How many times do we have a meeting, press conference, and really, it's slow to move in the state of Alabama, and we have to represent our people and our state better than what we're doing. This is atrocious, and I just believe we're on the right track to make something happen for justice and accountability. Thank all of you once again.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Whatever you need to call. Okay, you got it.
I had talked to Kevin that evening about, had talked to him that morning first. Okay, then that evening, he called me and he said, Mother, he said, I I'm going to the honor dome. And I said, yeah, right now you do your kids. So he said, I'll go over there, I'm going to take another class and make you proud of me. But he had took everything it was to take in it. He have all kind of, what you call it, certificates and stuff. He helped do GED and all of this. Okay, after they he called me. So I laid down. The phone rang between 7 and 7:30. My son, Michael Bowman, he picked up the phone. And they asked him, do you have an identified name, a relative named Kelvin Moore? And he said, yes, my brother. He said, let me carry it to my mother. So he brought the phone in there to me. So he said, you Kelvin Moore's mother? I said, yes, I am. He said, well, he dead. Just like that. No remorse, anything. He's dead.
This was the chaplain from Limestone. On July 21st, 2003.
So I said, how can he be dead? And I just talked to him. It been 2 hours ago. He said, from an overdose. I said, is this Kevin 207-941? That's the right one, and he's dead from an overdose. So then I called my son because I didn't believe it, but he could check it out. So I'm going to give you the rest of Simone. He'll tell you that.
So, number one, while they're in the care of Alabama Department of Correction, they're not supposed to get drugs. How is it getting in? Because, you know, we had our own toxicology done. And the toxicologist that we hired privately said there was no way he would have been able to ingest that on his own. So after that, an autopsy was done, not at our request, and it was without our permission, but we understand that was their protocol. But however, once we retrieved the body, the funeral home directly informed us that there were no organs at all in his character. And of course, we were livid, to say the least. And we got on the phone with UAB, we passed from person to person to person. And they kept saying to us, you all sure you don't want to donate them? You sure? We were saying no. You sure you don't want them? Because we believed they didn't have them in the moment. And so when they finally relented and and gave permission for the funeral home to come and retrieve them, my sister and I, Monica and I, drove to retrieve his organs, and we drove back. And we've just been destroyed ever since then because we feel like he was mutilated, and we don't know whether those his organs or not. So again, we have not laid Kevin to rest. We buried him because at some juncture we feel like we'll have to exhume his body to test whatever it is that they gave us.
And how long ago was this again? What year?
2023.
Okay, they did ask me, he asked me who over him. I said, I'm over him. I'm his mother. I said, he's not married. He don't have any kids. So they was telling them right there, I'm over him. And they didn't get my permission.
So UAB and we're not going to litigate this, but UAB and Alabama Department of Correction have been in concert with some fictitious contract where the warden claims to have a ward where he can authorize it. But the governor says no, the state says no. But they continue to do so because there were no penalties. And they have harmed a lot of families.
Long got penalties is not really doesn't do much, does it?
No,
There's no consequence.
no consequence, but it's illegal, and that's why we're here today in Montgomery to change that process and to ask all the senators and representatives. And I know some of them may be slow because a lot of people have allegiance to Alabama, UAB. I have allegiance to Alabama State, but sometimes, in all cases, you ought to stand up for what's right. Stand for what's right, and that the human side of this should win over your commitment and dedication to an institution.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I also want to say, okay, I also want to say I didn't talk to any of the people, my brothers, my mother talked to them, and I feel that it was very wrong what they did. Can you imagine your family riding to Montgomery from Mobile, Alabama, to pick up your brother organs and put your brother organs, which may not be his organs, and bring them all the way back to Mobile, Alabama, and still get a negative input from the UAB and the people that they was talking to. It's very sentimental. Right now we all going through a little depression on this because of this here, and we would like to see justice done not only for the Moore family, but also for all of the other families and the ones that had lost the statute of limitation now. So I'm very glad that we are here to have this meeting to discuss how we really feel about the issue. And we hope something could be done about it.
We really appreciate y'all stopping and talking to us. I can tell y'all this.
Thank you.
Can I read that statement from another family just I gave to you all? Thank you.
We really appreciate y'all time.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Hey, sorry I wanted to grab you before you left.
You take care. We'll see you.
Take care of your mom.
Yeah.
Put this in your pocket or hold it in your hand. I don't see it. I think we already got everybody's name, but tell me in a nutshell, and you kind of did earlier, but just so we can see a little bit more clearly now, but just tell me your son's story.
My son, where do you want me to start on the son's?
I guess start at the end.
I received a phone call from my other son that the warden had called to say his brother had passed. And he wanted the warden to call me, and she said she would tomorrow. And I called her, and I talked to her, and I told her I'm coming to get my son. She said, well, you can't do that. We're taking him for an autopsy. I said, don't touch my son. And she said, well, I had no say that he is property of the state of Alabama. And she said most families they don't even claim the bodies. But I told her I wanted my son.
And then when you finally did get the body,
Well, they said they were taking him that night, that's a Thursday night, to have an autopsy performed. And I heard nothing back from them until Friday evening. The mortician had called to try to get his body. They said that they hadn't performed an autopsy yet. That it would be Monday. Monday came around and still no autopsy. His autopsy was performed Tuesday by the state of Alabama is what they say. I'm not sure who did the actual autopsy. But so that's 5 days, unrefrigerated. He was rotten. And we had to have a closed casket. And Thanksgiving, we had to wait till after Thanksgiving, so he was buried the Saturday after he passed. By Monday, I got the results of the second autopsy that I had paid for, and they said it was inconclusive because they couldn't give a cause of death because he was missing his heart. His heart was not in the organ bag.
what did the DOC tell you his cause of death was?
The DOC didn't tell me anything about the cause of death, but found out later that cause of death they're saying is a fentanyl overdose, which is mostly what all of the deaths are in Alabama. And it's kind of funny that that is the medicine that they do use for surgeries now, fentanyl. It knocks them out so they can perform surgeries and pain relief. And so, yeah.
Anything you want to add? We're forgetting to ask you.
Just pray for all of us. Pray for the families. And I pray that it never happens to another family.
What would you like to see? What's justice for you in this lawsuit? What does it look like?
Justice, justice would be arrest, prison time would be justice for me. That would be the ultimate for me. But we'll leave that to the courts and to God.
And what was the date?
November 16th.
20 years. Okay. And so, how many other families are on this lawsuit? Guys? You know, off the top of your head.
Well, they just, the Supreme Court just ruled against the Singleton case because of the statute.
There's 4 to 5 left?